Okay, here we have the 15 problems for the DC panel, the West Virginia State Electrical Test. The DC panels that I studied on are the gray ones you'll see. The orange ones are the states panels. Now I hope I got all these right. Of course, double check in your practice and make sure I'm right. This is just a guide. And pause the video anytime you need to get a better look. Okay, the states panel here and the panel I trained on is very similar. The states mercury tubes are on the opposite side of the coils, and the fuses are not labeled positive and negative, they're labeled F1 and F2. I will use the ones I trained on, and I will show the pictures of the states and just pause it to get a better look at it. Okay, problem 1 is a broken wire between the rectifier and the positive fuse. That's all you're checking for, and it reads, none of the control circuit will operate, no DC voltage can be read from positive to negative. You want to stick your probe from the positive output of the rectifier to the fuse. And that's it. You're looking for a broken wire. I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible, so remember, pause it when needed. Problem 2 and 3 are blown fuses. They read DC supply voltage is available. Those two are the only problems like that. Go straight to the fuses and read straight through them with your ohms. Problem 4 is a broken wire from the line side of the start switch to the M1 mercury tube. It says control circuit will sequence through. It says completely. I think it should say normally, but when the start switch is released, the circuit falls out and motor stops. That's a big indicator that your holding circuit is not working. Problem 5 is a broken wire from the overload mercury tube to the M1 contactor. The mercury tube are the top two screws of the overload relay, and the bottom two, the larger ones, are the coil. The input or the line side of your contactors on airs are the right side. It could be the left. I don't know if there's any different setups. Like I said, this is a guide. Problems 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all from the corresponding contactors to the fuse. The problems for these, when read, actually tell you what contactor it is, so just go straight to it. The order that they're in does not correspond with how they are on the board. That screws me up sometimes, but you just need to probe from the output or the load side of the contactor to the negative fuse. Problem 10 and 11, the 1A or 2A contactor picks up simultaneously with the M1 and M2 contactors. Go to the 1A or 2A's controlling mercury tube and read through it. It's stuck shut. Problem 12 is taking your shunt field out of the circuit. It's normally in parallel. This lets your motor run in series, which makes it run too fast, which is what the problem says. The way air boards are connected is like this. The broken wire is between the overload coil and the F2S2 connection, and that's just how ours is. I'm not for sure about these states. Problems 13 and 14 are right together here. 13 takes all of the rest of the circuit out, so the motor won't run at all. 14 takes the first step of resistance out. You need to probe on both from the A2 to the R1. Problem 15, the broken wire takes the circuit out until 2A contactor goes in and bypasses the problem, the broken wire. Your probes will go to R3 and F1.